My name is Isaiah Bell, and I am 24 years old.
I'm Sophia Bono, and I'm 14 years old.
I started swimming at the Carlisle Family YMCA whenever I was 4 or 5 years old, I think. That would have been in 2004 or 2005 about.
I started swimming in 2015 when I was 5 years old.
My favorite stroke whenever I was still a swimmer was definitely freestyle. I didn't really do many of the other strokes, only specifically sprint too. Wasn't really a long distance person, but yeah, freestyle was it for me.
Breaststroke.
And why is that?
Because it's technical, but I think that I've kind of figured out how to do it, so it's it kind of comes easier to me than trying to get a rhythm down with freestyle or backstroke. I'm not good with backstroke.
My favorite part about competitive swimming was that you got to be a part of a team, but the sport wasn't completely based off of how your team performed. It was still a very individual sport, and I loved that competitiveness with yourself and with the other people in the pool. I tried a lot of team sports, and I really fell in love with swimming. It was the only sport I stuck with and did throughout high school and ended up competing in college.
I like being able to compete and cheer on my teammates at bigger events, and I like being able to set goals and then achieve those goals throughout the season.
I would have to say one of my favorite memories from swimming at the YMCA was going to long course nationals my junior year. It was a first time meet. We hadn't gone there before with my relay team, and it was at the University of Maryland's pool, and the way that they had the meet set up was we got to stay in the UMD dorms, and it was kind of like the Olympic Village for the week, and it was a really cool experience just getting to be around of a bunch of other, for our age, world-class swimmers, and seeing, some of the fastest swimming I've ever seen in my life. It was a very, very fun meet, and we got to eat in the dining hall. It was kind of a sneak peek of what being in college was going to feel like, but also being at a meet.
I think being at York YMCA and figuring out that my relay team made it to states in the warm-up pool, watching the other relays in the faster heat, and realizing that we were making it to states in the top 4.
I'd say swimming really shaped me as a person. It gave me a competitive edge in every aspect of my life. It's a super individualized sport, so you have to be pushing yourself. If you're not pushing yourself, you're not going to see improvement. And I take that into every aspect of my life now. I, am very, very adamant about putting in the work behind the scenes so people can see it whenever it really matters. And I'd say that is probably one of the biggest takeaways I've gotten from my career as a swimmer.
I think it's allowed me to develop a good work ethic and realize that you are going to see results after one day of working or getting reconditioning back at the beginning of a season. You're going to have to work at it again to get to that point where you were, say, at the end of the season.
My greatest accomplishment while a member of the Carlisle Family YMCA swim team is definitely YMCA Nationals. I was a qualifier for 3 different YMCA national years, my sophomore, junior, and senior year. We had a great relay that I qualified with my sophomore year, and then junior and senior year I was also qualified in the 50 and 100 free, and that was just an awesome experience. Got to meet a lot of Olympians while I was there, people who would go on to become Olympians, and it's a very, very competitive meet, and YMCA swimming usually gets a bad rep in the world of swimming compared to USA, but YMCA is, in my opinion, just as competitive, and it really is an awesome stage to set yourself up for, to get college recruiters interested in you and really receive those scholarship offers. It's a great and competitive environment.
I think either winning states in 2021, I think, and also just being able to go back to states consistently over the past few years, and as well as Junior Olympics.
Swimming opened a lot of doors for me. I committed to swim at the University of Delaware my senior year, and if I hadn't been at the University of Delaware, I don't think I would be where I am now, and if I hadn't swam in my early years on through high school, I would not have gotten that opportunity to swim there. I got my job because of my participation as a member of the swim and dive team at Delaware. I met the people who I still consider to be my closest friends through the sport, and it really did open up so many doors. I was able to swim competitively as a member of the team for my first 3 years of college, and then my senior year I decided to step away from the competitive side and become our social media and content producer for the team, which set me up to get the job that I have now. I still create content, I work in sports, and without swimming, I don't think I would have ever gotten to this point. I wouldn't have found my passion for sports media, and yeah, swimming definitely opened a lot of doors for me.
So you're a freshman, so what goals do you have for the next 4 years here before you graduate high school?
I would like to swim at YMCA Nationals for sure. Has been like my main goal, and as well as go to high school states, BIAA, I guess, and and senior champs. I'd like to go to senior champs.
Once I graduated college, I originally was working for Dickinson, and I moved back home to Carlisle, and on the side, I was coaching, which was an awesome experience. I got to see the other side of this team that I had been a part of and that made me who I was, got me into swimming in college, and just really set me up for success. It was a really fun experience. I wish that I could have stuck around for a little bit longer, but, sunshine calls. I did have to move down to Florida, so I got to, see myself in a lot of the swimmers that I was coaching, and they were around the same age that I was whenever I started the sport. So it was just a lot of fun. I liked to keep practice kind of light. I am definitely a lot better at coaching with the technique and things that come as you age up and get faster in swimming, but it was really fun to get to see that beginner mindset of the sport and getting people excited about coming to practice and being in the pool and seeing a little time drop every here and then. It was fun bringing myself back into that really age group mindset of the sport after being away from it for so long and having competed in college and very, very different level of swimming compared to, being an 8 and under and a 9-10.
All right, so obviously this pool's been here for a long time. We've had a swim team for a long time, and we've had people like yourself who go through the program and succeed. But what are some things that you think improving the pool could potentially do for the swim team program?
I think it's definitely served its purpose, but I think that if we were to update it, it could allow us to host maybe bigger meets, maybe have better participation in our swim team, as well as allow just for a better training area in general. I think just growing relationships with all the swimmers on the team, as well as the coaches, and then being able to look up to those older swimmers as I was younger, and then now as I'm becoming one of the older kids, having being a role model for those youngers to look up to.